Hello and welcome back to another one of the video features for the Immersive Worlds Handbook. Today I'm talking to you about research, and I'm emphasizing materials for the research break chapter, which focuses on some important ways that you can use any number of research techniques to inspire new design, or to think about some of the operational aspects of a space, or to even think about transcending your current space and creating a new and more innovative space as guests and demographic social issues change over time. So today's topic, I would say, is maybe not as exciting. I personally think it's exciting, but sometimes we think about the task of library work and doing research and looking at source material for our designs as rather dull or uninspiring. But I think it's really important. I was just mentioning today the fact that to a class I was teaching, that if you're teaching creative writing as an example, and you want to write a historical novel about a particular place, let's say a place I live, Carson City, Nevada, and if I want to write this novel, I know nothing about the history behind that place, my novel's not going to be very convincing, quite obviously. So the first stage, often involved with free writing or doing kind of inspired writing, is that I'd want to read historical documents, previous texts that have been written from a historical perspective about Carson City, and only then would I feel maybe comfortable or competent in being able to write my novel, which is fictional but still based in a real world. And one of the things to think about with immersive worlds is that if you're referencing either a real place in the world, such as you're creating an Egyptian-themed casino and you want to reference Egypt, you might need to know something about Egyptology, about current Egyptian design standards, about Egyptian culture, about history, politics, whatever. Even if you're creating a fictional space, and let's say you do something like something based on Harry Potter, what Universal Studios has done quite effectively in Orlando. Same deal. You have to really think about how to replicate the ideas of J.K. Rowling, and your design team has to think about creating a convincing story that references in an authentic way what you're trying to recreate for that guest. So what I have here, in a somewhat different vein, are a series of books I was using recently, and this is the Documents of Contemporary Art series, which is published by MIT Press, and actually is, and the subsidiary is Whitechapel Gallery. So these are books that relate to art, and what's pretty cool about these, I have most of the series, is that each one deals with a different topic in art, and each one features a slew of different authors, artists, and critics, art critics, anthropologists, whomever, talking about issues in art and on a relative theme. In this case, this one is about the sublime. This one's quite relevant to my research and maybe some of yours. This is design and art. Another one deals with the important issue of the everyday, because in the art world, of course, the everyday and the blurring of the line between the everyday world and the world of the artist is often a significant one. The issue of utopias, another one. The archive, and many others, ranging from appropriation to even the topic of ruins and chance. And so what's, I think, important in the case of doing research is that you think about what is it that you want to study. If you're studying something historical, you think about the historical documents you need, or the cultural information you need. If you're trying to get inspired, as I was on a few projects, I would want to consult a wide range of sources. In this case, I can read hundreds of artists and hundreds of different social critics, their takes on some of the key issues in contemporary art, and myself get inspired about some writing projects that I've been developing. So I just wanted to point out today the value of doing research, and even if it's library research or research using primary or secondary texts, you may not think it's exciting initially, but it's something that you can use to develop your space, the inspiration behind it, and to really give it some of the backbone or the scaffolding that will allow that space to be convincing to your guest. So as you think about this form of library or book or background information research, or any of the other techniques I discuss in the Immersive Worlds Handbook and in that specific research break chapter, think of this aspect of doing research as an inspiration that's going to make the space more believable and more exciting for the guest as he or she enters and makes that space part of his or her life.